Ooh, just listen up, I guess. Hey everyone, it's Multimedia 7 here to do a Pisces 2D dream catcher. Welcome to the message. This dream was had on April 7th, 2025. So this is a recent dream. April is in regards to the zodiac sign of Aries. You can look into the channel message of 2D regulation of power if you need more information on that. Also, the number 7 is in regards to luck and fortune. Also, in regards to partnerships, that can be business partnerships or something platonic or romantic. The number 5 is significant. 5 is in regards of significant change. That can be in regards to like spiritual gifts, inheritance of spiritual gifts, or changes in anyone's life that can make a great difference. For the greater good, like something good. Change is good. That's all you need to know. There's something about protection, but that's in regards to number 4. There's something about these three messages. I did the Virgo reading on the SNR message in regards to the number 4. The number 4 keeps coming out. But I guess maybe there's a change coming up. Somebody is nosy, somebody that you don't particularly care for. And that's all right. You see how I'm even holding myself? It's like you might be a little closed off to this person or something, or you might have put boundaries in regards to this particular person that's being nosy in your business, possibly, whatever. So let's get into the dream. Now, I made some notes in regards to this dream. I don't usually always do that. I just want to let y'all know what happened in the dream state, so on and so forth. So, the dream, I will say, was in 3 different parts. You know, like how sometimes you'll start in a dream at one place and then you'll go to another place in the dream and go to another place. It was something like that. In the first part of the dream, it was so weird. There were it was almost like a vision. I saw white and red bags. And they weren't like ordinary bags. They looked like sugar bags or flour bags. That was the best way I can describe it. So I'm like, all right, sugar, flour, that has nothing to do with liquid. Sugar is sweet. Flour makes bread. So something about a possible earth sign. Maybe a lover, loved one. It could be a one of the earth signs, or possible Gemini or lover, loved one, relative, friend. Take the message how it resonates, platonic, romantic. But because this is a Pisces message, I don't know if it has anything to do with drug use, or maybe somebody is into narcotics. Take the message how it resonates. So that was like a vision. It was like a flash of light just showing me, and then it disappeared and then went to the next dream. Well, the next part of the dream. So I don't know why that's significant. I did write in my notes that there's something about a woman who is feisty but sensitive. The first thing I could think about was the zodiac sign of what? Sagittarius? Because Sagittarius, y'all is feisty. Super feisty, but super sensitive. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but whatever. So the zodiac signs in regards to this message, while we're on the topic of zodiacs, is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, Cancer, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and Libra. So all the earth signs are here, and Gemini's in there, and the Sagittarius that was mentioned. So I have my notes, but I'm going to come back to the notes as I tell y'all what happened in this dream. So in the dream, it's so interesting. So in the dream, it was like people were at a backyard or patio of some sort, you know, like maybe like a behind the scenes or something. And there was a woman that was dressed. There was a woman that like a group of women were admiring. The zodiac sign of Scorpio was very significant. Like it wasn't like the actual zodiac sign, it was like the embodiment. So there's something about like a female sorority. So like there was a group of women who were admiring this woman, and it's like they were looking to this woman as like their leader or something like that, or somebody to look up to. And I don't know if the actual woman they were admiring had her phone out. I don't remember what she like. This woman held her phone out, and I don't know if she showed her profile page, like for her social media. And as she showed them her social media, they were just even more enamored. They were just like, "Oh my gosh, yes, she looks so good. I like her body, this, that, third." They were just all, "Oh my gosh," you know. Then, what I noticed in the dream, just as a reference of some sort, do you all remember that video of the woman? You remember like back in the day, you go to the iPhone store or whatever, and you go test out their products and stuff like that. They'll have like the iPhone, all different variations of iPhones, like i the iPhone, the computer, stuff like that. And then you go to the store, you can play on the computer and stuff like that. Do y'all remember that lady who had the glasses on? It turned into a meme. Had the glasses on. She was dressed in all purple, and she was just dancing. It was like a whole thing. She looked a little nerdy, no shade, but like just so y'all know what I'm talking about. So like that lady in the profile looked like her, and they were just like hyping this lady up. So like I don't know if it's like a meme or I don't know if it's like whatever. Take the message how it resonates. But everybody around her was just like, but it was mostly women. It was mostly women. Like it's something about a whole bunch of women that were like was so enamored by this one particular woman that they like. I don't know if it's a cult that grew, a sorority of some sort because of all women. So it was just like, all right, so like a sisterhood or something. This woman who was, being praised and whatnot, she noticed something else was going on in the background. You could almost say she didn't care about the like she was happy she was being praised, but like in the dream, she was more focused on something else going on. So in the dream, I remember the lady she saw out in the open of the backyard, back patio, behind the scenes reference, there was a shed. Now a shed can probably represent like a home of some sort, like a home away from home, maybe like a condo, a studio, or something like that. I don't know. But the thing about it was, this was supposed to be like a backyard area, so that's why I keep saying behind the scenes, because right where the backyard was supposed to be, it turned into a urban environment, like what people in the slang would call the hood, what people would call like the ghetto. So from afar, this woman was hearing like there was a bunch of hooligans, hoodlums that were stealing cars. Now, cars, while they're in, so I don't know, all right, cars have a lot of meanings because cars in regards to Sagittarius and Aquarius. But at the same time, when a car is stalled and not moving because it was stolen, so that could be somebody took an Aquarius, a celebrity, The opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini. I don't know, it's a lot. It was a lot, like, if you really go more in depth into it, but I'm really just supposed to be telling y'all what happened in the dream. So the rumor was that there were these hoodlums stealing cars in the area, but it was like the hood. So like in my dream, I was just like, oh, that sounds like regular, but like, why was it so important? Maybe it's like while one thing is happening in one place at a different other location somewhere else. I'm hearing sirens right now. Anyways, so anyways, as the rumors was being told that there was these like young men stealing cars, like this is not about like people grown adults or something like that. It was like teenagers or something. So I'm just like in a dream, just from my point of view, just like I'm just watching, see what's going on. So as they were talking about these cars being stolen, it appeared that there were a bunch of policemen, tall policemen. They were very, very tall, abnormally tall. I want to say abnormally tall because I don't believe in my dream that they were actual policemen. I felt as though after having a while to think about it, I believe they was like archangels of some sort. Because you know, police is in regards to authority. So like in the dream state, and then depending, like, I can't speak for any of y'all, but like me personally, like I be calling archangels. So I was just seeing how tall they were and how, like towards the sky. I was just like, are these archangels? I'm just like, oh my gosh. But they were standing around a young, I don't want to say Caucasian. He was not melanated, I'll say it like that. He was of the lighter complexion, a young teenage guy laying on the ground. I guess what happened was, I don't want to say he crashed the car. He didn't do that. What had happened was the car was stolen, and I guess it was interesting because, all right, so the car that was stolen, right, in the dream, was found by these authoritative figures, the police officers. And the police officers were really, I don't know if they were protecting the young man because the young man had gotten hurt somehow. And what happened was that car that was stolen, I don't know how, but you know, like how they have them drones that be flying around? There were 4 drones connected to this vehicle, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And the drones at regular size were somehow having this vehicle descend down. Like, it's like I was trying to, like, because in the spiritual things things are kind of like different. So it's just like, in real life 4 drones is not going to pick up a car. So the fact that the car was just like levitating down back to the ground where the authoritative figure was near this young teenage lighter complexion man. It was a hoodlum. He was a hood dude. This guy from the hood, whoever this teenage man was laying on the ground the whole time. Authoritative figures, they didn't move nothing. They were real militant, just standing there like we here. And the car descended down. And I was just looking like, all right. So it was so weird because then I saw one of my ex-lovers in my dream. Why it was so significant that I saw my ex-lover in my dream is because he is a complete water sign. This is a guy that actually knew his birth chart enough to tell me that he was a Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. He had all three. So I don't know what that is about because you can look at it from so many different ways. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, abbreviation. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water sign, something that's hidden, something about a lover, loved one, something you like. It could be about sex. It could be about a cold, some whatever. So I saw him in the dream. I'm just like, what the heck? But I had just got back in contact with him, kind of like he's trying to talk to me. But it's neither here nor there. So I saw him hovering over this young young man's body that was laying on the ground after he had been hurt. As these authoritative figures were basically, I wouldn't say guarding his body. I don't know what they were doing. They kind of looked like they were just standing there. I don't know if they was protecting somebody. I don't know if they was guarding the body. I don't know what. I don't know if there's something about a body. Woo! But yeah. That guy hunched over, looked at that young lighter complexion young man, and he looked at him. He said, "You did that." You can take that so many different ways. Like, all right, that young man could have stole a car, and that could have resulted in why he got hurt. He did some. He probably wasn't supposed to do, or he actually did some. For real, for real, for real. If my American Heritage Society, people know what I'm talking about. So, and as he told this young man, why, mind you, I don't know how severely injured this guy was, but it was bad enough that he could not move. He could not move that so bad. He could not move to the extent of like the authoritative figure, the cops in the dreams, whether they was archangels or not. The archangels didn't, the police, whoever they were in the dream, the authoritative figure, they ain't had to do nothing. They were just standing there like. And as now the guy in the dream, I told you he had all the big three, but like honestly, he's a Scorpio. So I don't know if it's about male Scorpio or male a code group or something like that in regards to one and because this guy's light complexion in the dream, it has to do something with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So now this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius teenage man was so much in harm's way that he could not move. He had messed himself up so bad he couldn't do nothing. And from his right eye, he began to cry. One tear that like it streamed one tear. It was and it was very like, it wasn't like messy anything. It was like one stream. God forbid on my face. I'm just saying. So when you cry from the left eye, it's something usually bad. But when you cry from the right eye, it's usually something good, if I'm not mistaken. So all I remember was that after the Ciao, how are you? So in the chat right now. So I love all heritages. Yes, American Heritage Society. So I don't care what I'm about to go do. Anyways, let me hurry up and finish the message basically. Because I got stuff to do. Basically, the dream, finishes where the so it's something about Scorpio man and Scorpio woman. So it's something about, it could be something about an occult group two different quote groups, a woman group and a male group. The male group holding some teenage man responsible. I don't know if that song by Drake is Significant Teenage Fever. I was just watching something about it, but neither here nor there. If it's that important, I'll come back and discuss it. But the woman in the dream that was being admired was a Scorpio woman also. But, well, she was the embodiment of Scorpio. And in the dream, it never said that she was a Scorpio. It was the colors that she was wearing in regards to the meme that I had seen. Message. All I know is that woman who seen all that stuff go down, like, people was admiring her, but then she went to go look at another situation, and then after all that, she didn't see all that happen, the young man was crying and hurt because he ain't did something he was supposed to do, and other person was accusing the guy of doing archangels, the police, they were just all standing there. That woman retreated. She started moving backwards, and then she went into a window in a basement somewhere of a home. But it's like she went through the window, so like that could be a Pisces reference. That's interesting because there's a Gemini that made it. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. All I'm gonna say was an interview. That's the message. That was the dream. Any messages from the dream? There's something about someone wanting to backdoor a man. Something about death. Something about Scorpio. Something about a man backdooring a Scorpio. Something about protection for 4 people on an airplane. Something about travel plans. Something about a setup. Either a man is setting somebody up or a man is getting set up. Something about a relative, lover, or loved one. Something about a Gemini. Something about a Scorpio man. Alright, that's the message. Psalm 91, stay blessed. God bless to the rest.